It has slowly entered into the media discussion. Do the West Coast Eagles deserve a priority selection in the upcoming AFL draft? According to the Herald Sun's Jay Clark, the odds sit at $1.01 for the Eagles to essentially get a free pick. Off the top of my head, I doubt it would be a top 3 pick, but more likely an end of first round one, which would roughly be pick 19. Now the Eagles have won just 5 of their past 53 games, which on its own looks like a team that needs some help, but many in the AFL believe no such help should be provided at this stage. This 2024 West Coast team is far better than last year's, and it's important to note, it still feels understated, but the injury bug in 2023 was off the charts and led to Adam Simpson admitting he hadn't had a match committee for selecting players in years. You can blame a lot of that on their senior players for their own conditioning, but the team on match day was picked from those available, not the best players on their list. It's a huge part of why they were so bad. But looking at their 26-point loss to Sydney during gather round, they are an improved side. Even without captain Oscar Allen, ruck Matthew Flynn, Liam Ryan and Elijah Hewitt, they were very competitive. They won centre clearance, backing up beating the Bulldogs in the previous week in total clearances, had a higher disposal efficiency and equalled the Swans for inside 50s. On the stat sheet, there is a lot of green for the Eagles. Now the overall polish and class is still missing, and with Allen and Ryan out, 2 star forwards, its expected scoring will be down, as it would be with any other AFL team. But now that most of the veteran players are fit, with Dom Sheed expected to be AFL ready soon, with young gun Jai Cully, the Eagles won't be losing by 150 points anytime soon. Go through senior players like Elliot Yeo, Jeremy McGovern, Tom Barrass, Liam Duggan, and have a look at their form. It's been great, and along with little improvements in Brady Hough, Ruben Jinby, Harley Reid, and Callum Jamieson, they are well on their way. It's just the last 8-ish players in their 23, including older players like Jack Darling, that have them sitting at the bottom. So comparing with other sides that have recently received priority picks, where do the Eagles sit? In modern times we go to the Brisbane Lions first. They received pick 19, which was an end of first round selection in the 2016 draft. They were 13th in 2012 and 12th in 2013, but in order fell to 11th, 17th and 17th again in the following seasons. Combined in 2015 and 2016, they had just 7 wins, with their percentage in each season sitting in the 60s. Not only was it a lengthy period at the bottom, but those last 2 years did see a big drop off. We skip forward a few years to their neighbours in the Gold Coast Suns. In their 2019 assistance package, they received pick 1 and 20 in the 2019 draft, a mid-first round pick in 2020, and first pick in the second round in 2021. Similar to the Lions' fall away, in 2014 the Suns looked like they were moving up, finishing 12th with 10 wins, but a hard slide was ahead, dropping to 16th, 15th, back-to-back years 17th, and then in 2019 finishing dead last with a whole bunch of stars leaving over this period of time. Again, it's a lengthy time span at the bottom with the addition of losing their best players. Then there is North Melbourne. They're the most recent club to get help. In 2022, they received a second and third round pick, in which both needed to be traded for a player. Then in 2023, they got 3 first round picks over 2 seasons, an end of first round selection in 2023 and 2 end of first round selections in 2024. The start was in 2020 when North finished 17th, but the last 3 seasons have seen them finish 18th, 18th and 17th. In total, between 2021 and 2023, the club has won 9 games of football. The first thing in common here is the length of time down the bottom. It's at least 4 years, as we saw with North Melbourne. All the sides had finished at least 17th or lower twice, and their percentages were bad. So far in their down period, West Coast has finished 17th and 18th, boasting horrific percentages of 59.8% and 53%. Compared to the other sides, the Eagles are no doubt just as bad as them, but their time span of being bad is still half of what is roughly needed to get AFL assistance in the past. So why should or shouldn't West Coast get a priority pick? Well, the 5 wins out of 53 games shows any match against the Eagles is most likely going to be a win for the other side. For integrity reasons, teams that play them twice might receive an advantage compared to teams that play them only once. So in theory, giving them some assistance would make them better quicker and limit this impact on the comp. AFL precedent clearly shows that head office doesn't want really bad teams. In the last decade, those 3 sides described all got assistance, and comparatively, the Eagles are just as bad, if not worse than all of them in terms of their plummet down the ladder. But then there is the other side of the argument. Off-field, the Eagles are a powerful club that have extremely good resources. They have a new CEO in Don Pike and still boast great crowds and top 3 or 2 membership levels, even though they are as bad as they are. Compared to those other teams, the West Coast have made disastrous list management decisions. They haven't lost players like the Suns did and traded out picks for senior players instead of picking first round talent like North Melbourne did. They deliberately paid their premiership stars big coin, had no quality picks and no plan after that senior core fell away from top level play. That was their doing, and so some may argue that they have to suffer through those decisions. And the final point is it has only been 2 seasons of really poor play. They were still in the finals hunt midway through 2021 but fell away, meaning 2022 and 2023 are the 2 seasons so far that they have been at the bottom. 2024 is looking likely to be a similar type of campaign. So is 2 or 3 seasons of this really worth AFL help? The Suns, Lions and Kangaroos all went through roughly 4 or 5 seasons before they got aid. That's why this topic is interesting and important, not only for the Eagles but for the future. The AFL does have to be careful if they give West Coast a lot of help. If it's a 2nd round pick or 3rd rounder, I think people will move on quickly, but a 1st round selection in the 2024 draft will make fans and opposition AFL clubs angry. It may seem like a long time of misery for Eagles fans, but it really hasn't been. Rebuilds are supposed to be tough, and you are supposed to lose far more than you win. A good pick to them does no doubt send the message to clubs that if you are really bad for just a couple seasons, then here, have some help in the form of free picks. Again, the list management decisions that have West Coast where they are was their own doing, and it does add another layer of complexity to this. You can't just tank losses and play bad players to get help. I'm not saying West Coast are doing this at all, but from the outside, getting a strong priority pick does seem to encourage the tanking type of club strategy. The AFL clubs are definitely seeing this and are not happy. The reports are pointing towards a priority pick of some sort. If they get a high value pick or 2, I think the debate around AFL assistance will erupt once again and may lead to reform, something that has already occurred within this system many times in the past.